but it's just a 6,125-meter mountain. Yeah, in October we've been there. Then November we run an exhibition called the Amadablang. Cian already told that we have 9 clients altogether. Among the 9 clients, there's 3 Irish clients: Cian, Gavin, and John. In December, the same clients, Gavin and 1 Norwegian clients, we've been to the mountain called the Annapurna. Just back from Namadablang, we instead went to the Annapurna. It's one of the hardest and dangerous mountain the people thinks. But when we've been there, we didn't feel any danger. We've been to December. It means all the things is frozen. Most of the part are icy. It means there's no danger of the avalanche. So we feel safe there, but though we are a little late to get up that mountain. So the wind is very high. Only the 6,000 meter elevation, the wind is always the 90 kilometer per hour. On top of the mountain is always 140 to 200 kilometer per hour. So we just been up to the Pt.3 and thought that it's safe to go back home. It means that we run all the way from August to till the December. It means we run 5 exhibitions in 5 different places. Giving the example, this Nepal is very safe to climb and do the trekking. So everyone who make a goal and dream to come Nepal, please, Nepal is very safe. Please come and visit the Nepal. Yeah, this one is one of the picture in Aconcagua. So normally, not only the Nepal, in summer I'm guiding in Norway, and with my brother, yeah, we both guiding in Norway. Yeah, sometime I'm guiding in Alps, and sometime in Aconcagua. So yeah, next year we have a plan. I have a plan to run the expedition in Elbrus in June, and July, August I will guiding in Norway, and September I'm guiding in Kilimanjaro trip. It means I'm running most of the trip and all over the world, not only the Himalayas. So anyone, please let us know. So most of the people reading the books and everything, that people thinks that Nepal is only for the professional climber. So we have a lot of things to do in Nepal. So if you are not a good climber or you are not a professional, you can come to visit Nepal. You are beginner can come to visit Nepal to do the trek or to do the sightseeing. We have a lot of cultural heritage to the sightseeing in nearby the city. So you don't need to go the trek also. Yeah, you can, if you want to see some cultural heritage, yeah, it's in a city also. You can do the city tour also. We have a jungle safari in a lot of national park also. And you don't need to climb any 6,000 or 5,000 or 8,000 meter mountain. You can come for the trek to see the scenic beauty of the mountain. Yeah, I heard some of the people already been to Nepal and been to Annapurna trek. Yeah, you can remember this picture. This is one of the pictures during the Annapurna trek. Taking a picture in evening. And some people been to Gokyo. One people doing the Everest base camp trek, some people doing from the Gokyo side. Here's the one of the picture of Gokyo. I just want to mention this picture because some of the people already went to Everest Base Camp, yeah, and some want to see the Everest, but they thinks that they are not capable to do all the whole trek. Everest Base Camp trek is take nearly 2 weeks trekking, but if you want to see the same beauty, same scenic beauty, you can go to the Namche, up to Namche or Tengpuche. It's a 2-day treks from the Kathmandu. It means after the 2 days trek, you can see the same view. You can see the Everest here, Lhotse, Nupche, Amadavlang, everything, and all the mountain surrounded by you. It's all the things you can see from the 2 days trek from Kathmandu also. It means you can do, there's a lot of option in Nepal. You can do the 2 days trek, 1 week trek, long trek, high pass trek. Not only the climbing, you can do a lot of things in Nepal. Please, please, we need help. So, this is one of the climbing peak. We say the beginner peak, but that if I'm saying the height, then people think that, whoa, it's a 6,185, but it's only glacier. Glacier is started from only the 5,500 meter to up to the 6,100. And this one is the one of the famous 6,000 meter peak in Nepal called the Iceland peak. Everyone, most of the people like to do that peak after the Everest Base Camp. So we are giving all the training. If anyone doing the higher level climbing, we do this all the courses in Iceland peak. It means training to climb that 6,000 meter peak to get the experience. This one's the easiest and accessible peak. So I just want to mention that in Nepal, yeah, among the 14 8,000 meter mountain, we have 8 in Nepal, and also the 10 to 15 accessible 7,000 meter mountain, and more than 300 6,000 meter mountain, and more than 150 below 6,000 meter mountain climbable. And also last year Nepal government opened 103 new peaks, which means unclimbed peak. So anyone would like to do any peak from 5,000 to all the way to 8,000, there's a lot of option to climb in Nepal. So please, please. Now after the earthquake, yeah, we all the mountain people are depend on the tourism. It means directly effect on our life. It means mountain people. So tourism is our main backbone. That's why also we came here all the way from Nepal to say that Nepal is very safe. We need help. To help us, please visit Nepal. Come to Nepal and enjoy with our scenic beauty with us. This is one of our pictures in trekking. So thank you very much for coming today. And once again, I would like to invite everyone, please visit Nepal for helping your small contribution, also big help for us. So please visit Nepal to help us, please.
Thank you, Pasang. So, you know, Nepal does need everyone's help, and they've really, when myself, Gavin were there in November, you know, they're really staying positive, rebuilding the country, and hopefully over the next few years they're getting back on track. But you know, we have some donation buckets at the front and at the back, so every penny counts. And what our next project of the Roalong Solar Project is the next village up now where Mingma was born, so we're trying to get a solar project started there. I'd like to invite Peter O'Connell, who was our first Everest client with Ascent Himalayas, and I'd like to invite him up and congratulate him, the first Galway man to climb Mount Everest. And maybe Gavin John Paul Hennigan might come up and say a few words. Another Galway adventurer, and it's been great to climb and train with you guys, and I look forward to climbing many more mountains with you and Mingma and Pasang in the future. Peter.
Hello. So yeah, I climbed Everest in 2013. It was something I've been thinking about for a few years, and I think it was about a year through my hardcore training when I read in the paper about Cian, this guy from Dublin who had just climbed Everest. So I rang him up. I don't know how I got his number. I just must have been on Facebook or something, but I rang him up anyway, and he said, yeah, he was literally just home back in Dublin after climbing Everest. And he said, look, come up and we'll talk about it and see what you want to do or whatever. So I went up to meet him in Dublin literally the next day, and out came Cian, and you can see from his summer picture he's got a big crazy head of hair and a big crazy beard. And I think he had a cigarette in his mouth, and he was the most chilled out guy I'd ever met. I was like, what's going on here? So I wasn't sure what to think of him, but after the first day sitting down, and he went through everything with me, and without his help and direction, he just pointed me in the right way and got me going with what I needed to do, and focused me on the right way to go. And a big part of that was introducing me to Mingma, and Mingma had just set up Ascent Himalayas, as he said there, in 2012, and luckily enough, I think I was his first client on to climb Manaslu, myself and Tori, a Norwegian guy. So we climbed Manaslu in 2012, and then in the spring of 2013, the Everest expedition, which was just amazing. And I think, like, after Manaslu, it gave me such confidence climbing with Mingma. Like, you've seen his stats up on the screen there. I couldn't believe how lucky I was, someone like me who was just out walking hills in Connemara, to be climbing next to Mingma like that. It was just an amazing experience. So Everest was a 7-week expedition. I don't have a slideshow, so you know the story from what Cian has said there. But I've one funny video I have at home, and I show it to people sometimes in slideshows, and it's a video I took of myself when I'm up at Camp 4, and you know, I've got the oxygen mask on and things are really tough, and I'm trying to explain to the camera so people know at home how tough things are, and I've got my oxygen mask off, and I'm breathing really heavy, and I'm just describing the area and what's going on and how under pressure I am and how hard it is. And then I turn around and Mingma's there just taking a smoke, chilling out, enjoying the view, ruined my video. But I think the Sherpas in the mountain don't get half amount of credit for what they do, and they're absolutely amazing people, and the strength they have, and genuinely nice people, genuinely the nicest people in the world, in any country, and I mean genuinely nice, like they care about you and care that you're having a good time, and they really make things easy and want you to have a good time. After my summit, like Cian, we summited at 6 o'clock in the morning, and on the way down to Camp 4, we got down to Camp 4 around 10 o'clock in the morning, and usually if you get down to Camp 4 that early, you'll pack up Camp 4 and continue down, but I think there was 14 of us entirely in the mountain that time, and Mingma has said, no, we're not going anywhere. He made sure, got me back to camp, and I think made me a cup of tea, and I'd had a bit of a snooze myself, and Mingma, at I think it was maybe 2 o'clock that day, got out of the tent and went back up to do a rescue of an Australian guy who was at the balcony with his Sherpa. Both of them had snow blindness. It was the bravest thing I ever seen anyone doing. There's no film about this, there's no book about it, but it happened and I seen it. And he left the tent that day, went back up, rescued the 2 guys, and brought them back down that evening. I think got down at like 7 or 8 o'clock in the dark, and literally saved lives. And he looked after Warren and got him down safe, and likewise with the other Sherpas, but it's just absolutely amazing. I think Mingma hasn't got recognition for that, but he deserves a round of applause here for it. So I'd just like to encourage everyone to, I think everyone here is interested in mountaineering and trekking, and Nepal is an amazing place, and Kathmandu is, well, the walk from Kathmandu to Everest is amazing. There's so many different treks and climbs you can do out there. You won't meet nicer people than you'll get with the St. Himalayas. You're not dealing with middlemen anywhere. I mean, you're dealing directly with the Sherpas and the local people, and I've said the nicest people in the world you can meet. Any climbing expedition or trekking or anything like that I've ever done, I think it really opens your mind and challenges you not only physically but mentally, and just broadens your horizons. And any trip you go on, I just encourage anyone, just go for it. Don't be thinking about work too much. You only hear once, like, just go for it. Just thank Mingma for coming to Galway, and Pasang and Cian. I've really enjoyed the talk. It's great. I've never been to an Everest talk. I've given them or two, but hope you enjoy Galway, lads. And I suppose I'll have to show them the pubs of Galway after this, and we'll see how we get on. So I'll hand you over to Gavin. All right.
How are you? Yeah, I just spent 7 weeks with the lads out in Nepal climbed with Cian and another lad. As I was saying there, went to Amadabam, then we went on to Annapurna. And, you know, a tough time as someone from sea level keeping up with these lads. You know, they're very fast in the mountains, not a bother on them climbing. And, you know, I noticed they like a bit of drink, you know, they like a little bit of whiskey and stuff like that, you know. So I thought, geez, they're going to have a great time in Ireland, you know. And they've been having a great time, but they can't keep up with the Irish, you know. They just, so, you know, they rule the mountains, and I think we rule the drinking scene, you know. But yeah, you know, they're probably going to a pub after this, so if anyone wants to come along, you know. But yeah, look, everything's been said there about what people are talking about, but you know, I just come back on the 19th from Annapurna with them, and Annapurna is the 10th highest mountain in the world. It's the most dangerous mountain in the world. For every 3 people that climb it, 1 dies trying, you know. And you know, it's basically, you know, if I told people, I didn't tell anyone I was going, I just, you know, the opportunity arose and I just went for it, you know. But there wasn't a moment there that I didn't feel, you know, safe with the boys, you know. And like I'm a commercial diver by trade. I work in the North Sea and all over the world, and I'm used to very, very high risk situations, you know. So like out there, as I said, you know, I just knew that the decision making they were going to do in regards to us climbing and when we're going to move and when we're not going to move with the weather, like I felt safe the whole time. So that's the number one thing, you know. Like there's all these stories about, you know, you know, the rescues and like all the tragedies, and you know, it is a dangerous thing to do. But at the end of the day, like, you know, these guys are the top operators, and you know, you're really, really privileged to be here this evening with them, you know, and you know, talk to them afterwards. And if you want to come over there, you know, they'll provide, you know, all the connections for trekking, mountaineering, you know, and yeah, it's just they're just the best operators. So yeah, big thanks to everyone for coming out, and yeah, hope to see you all in Nepal. Cheers.
Thank you, Gab, Peter. So we'll take some questions now. If anyone has any questions for Mingma, Pasang, or myself, feel free to ask. Put your hand up. There's one or two other things I wanted to say about Mingma Pasang actually before. Mingma's first time climbing Everest, he climbed it without oxygen, which is something very, it's hard enough with oxygen, so I can't imagine what it's like without oxygen. So that's a great feat in itself, to do his first time up there without oxygen. And I want to mention Pasang, he was one of the first Nepalese to become a fully qualified mountain guide, and you know, now he's been training the other Sherpas to get to that level. So the Sherpas are, you know, becoming great mountain guides. They've got all the experience, and you know, Pasang has been leading the way with the training of the Sherpas, and you know, it's great to see Mingma setting up his own company now, and you know, money going direct to Nepal and to the Sherpas, and So well done, guys, on doing these great things and changing things in Nepal for the future.
Is there much work involved in maintaining the ropes?
Maintaining the ropes.
Yeah, the rope which we use is only the one season. We use the old rope we never use, and every new season we change the rope, or if there's a necessary in the middle also, if there's a damage or something, we repair during our climbing period.
Did you see the film Everest, and you think did it portray the '96 scenario out there?
Yeah, I saw the film. I was I was giving the talk in that premiere show in Norway, of that premiere show of that movie. But yeah, I share my climbing experience and about the Nepal and about the Sherpa. But after the movie, yeah, they raised a lot of questions for me also, and the movie is really good. Yeah, it's a good Hollywood movie. But it's not really concentrate with their documentary film like a '96. It's not mentioned properly as a documentary film. So I said it's a good Hollywood movie, not a documentary proper.
Who did you write to, Kate?
If you wanted to go to
Sorry.
visit the Nepal region, and just say spend 2 weeks in the area, what type of cost is involved, or where do you fly to, or
This means
Cost of a trip
for 2 weeks in the Nepal area, if you wanted to go from Kathmandu to base camp, what ballpark figures, or what type of cost is involved?
yeah, if you want to do some trekking, the cost will be depend on the trekking or if you are doing the climbing. Yeah, climbing it will cost a little bit more, and just for the trekking might be $150 or $100 per day is fine.
Sorry, I think I was either listening to a documentary or I read somewhere about the Sherpas, and I'm just wondering, in the event of an accident or a fatality, what sort of support does, we'll say, the government offer to Sherpas? Is there an insurance for you? You know, have you good support in the work you do?
Yeah, it's sad to say that we don't have anything. So we have a accidental insurance. It's if you are accidentally dead, it's $10,000
To your family?
yeah, for the family, and also the people who are living in the village to submit all the document and everything to come to Kathmandu to do that things is take nearly 1 or 2 months, or sometimes it's taken nearly 6 months to get that money. It means it's a long period to get that money. So, and obviously we don't have, our job is very risky, and we don't have any the retirement system and nothing else. So if you can earn a little bit more during your climbing, that's the money for us.
Does your company do the traverse of Everest, the north, like climb the north side and descend the south side? Is that done?
Yeah, we planned before in 2000. One of the clients in 2010. It's depend on the clients, and also these traverse things is depend on this China. So sometimes China says, oh yeah, permit is open, and next day it says close. Sometimes it says Norwegian people are not allowed in China, or sometimes it says American people are not allowed. So it's depend on the Chinese.
And you like to do the traverse?
No, to do the traverse is not so difficult because once you reach the top, it's just a descent down because the route is already set up from the both side. It means easy to descend down, but only the permit which you need for the both side. In Nepal side, yeah, it's easy to get the permit, but sometimes for the China side, it's very difficult to get a permit for. It depends on the national area also. Sometimes, yeah, it's mind of the Chinese people, yeah.
This lady, saying a question from
Yes.
No, my question was, did your wife do the K2 with an expedition, or have you climbed K2? And I think that's great.
Thank you.
Did your wife do it with an expedition? She must have been very famous to do this. And does she guide in
Yeah,
Nepal?
she's guiding in Nepal and now she's guiding in the US. Guiding in Denali and Mount Rainier in the US now. Peter want to go to Denali, right? Yeah, he'll get my wife for guiding. So, anyone?
Are there ever arguments on Hillary's death?
Argument?
Arguments. Is there traffic jams sometimes? On Mont Blanc sometimes there's traffic jams and arguments.
Yeah, it's sometimes happen a little bit traffic jam, but normally nowadays we have a lot of meeting together with all the guides and leaders in base camp. So before going to summit, yeah, we have a decision that whose team is going, because some people are ready for the first window, some people are not ready for the first window because it's depend on your time period, your acclimatization, and your settlement of the camp, everything. So we say that if there's a 3 or 4 big teams are going the first window, then we have the things that their capacity of the clients and everything. So then we're joining to go or pull back. So during the 2012, also during the King's time also, yeah, that's everyone is pushing the first window, and we thought that it's not good, safe to go together all the way. So we have pulled back from camp to the back, the base camp. And that time, yeah, there's a lot of accident happen. So mostly the accident happen coming down time, because people always use that all the energy to get to the top. You never think that, most of people never think that you have to go back all the way to the camp safely. So that's why also a lot of people got the accident.
When you were taking an expedition and you're assessing the ability of the climbers, you must decide at certain points you're not going to make it. You are not
Able.
How do you manage that? Because it's huge disappointment.
Yeah, because we can assessment the people during the acclimatized rotation. We'll tell that during that time you have to be able to get from this camp to this camp within this hour, or summit day you have to turn back. If you're slow, you have to turn back before the 10 a.m. It means 6 to 8 a.m. is best time, and after the 8 a.m. it's not good to push all the way to the top. If there is nearly within half an hour to reach the top is fine, but if you're far below, it's not good time to go to top. So we have already set up that things. So your guide will decide.
And how many Sherpas would go with the clients on an expedition usually?
It's depend on the company, but in our company we will keep the 1:1 Sherpa in every expedition. Even that Amadablang, we will keep the 1:1 Sherpa to the clients for their safety. And also me and my brother as a leader, we're helping, and we never take a clients together. We're always the behind to take care of the clients who need a help.
No more questions?
Could I say something?
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
I'm a walker. I'm 60 this year. And we walked, we just came back, we did the Annapurna circuit. And I'm only saying it because there might be people in the room like me who would have thought, oh God, I'll die if I go up that high. We were, what was our highest? 5'4". I was terrified. It was a walk in the park. We own a guest house, so my standard of accommodation would be quite high, and I expected it to be absolute rubbish. It wasn't. It was absolutely wonderful. It was all white sheets. I didn't expect I'd even have sheets. We got hot showers everywhere. And really and truly, after the second day where I was throwing the toys out of the pram, because I said, Jesus Christ, I'm on holiday here. And I was really finding it a bit difficult. Anybody can do it. Go to Nepal, but you don't have to be a mountain climber. I just thought I'd say that, because I'm sure there's a few people in the audience who aren't.
Thank you. So, thank you very much all for coming tonight. I hope you enjoyed the evening, and we are going to go somewhere for a drink. If you want to join us and have a chat with the guys, and we sent around a sheet that will to write your name and email. We can send you information about our upcoming treks and climbs, and a newsletter about what we're planning. So Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the evening. And I'd like to thank Derek and everyone at Outback Jacks for hosting the event. You've been very good, and thank you very much, Derek.
Thanks, lads. There was a movie released there recently, Star Wars, and I think we have our own Jedis here tonight. Just a couple of things before we finish. We climbed Pt.3 the last day, so the lads visited our holy mountain. So we took a picture up there, and I'd like to present a picture to them to bring back to Nepal of Pt.3, so they can put it on the wall of the tent. So Mingma and Pasang. So I'd like to give you a copy of the... All right. So we printed up a couple of t-shirts, so we're going to present t-shirts to them as well in case it's ever warm enough in Nepal. They have a bit of Ireland with them, so we'll give them to you all later on, okay? I'm just wondering, has everyone signed the sheet so we can give away the €100 voucher? We're just a couple more to go, and then we'll get it done. Anyone wants about the presentation, we'll probably put it up on YouTube, and we'll email everyone. It'll be on YouTube, the presentation. As the boys mentioned there, if you want the donations to bring back to Nepal for the solar project for Mingma's village. And if anyone wants a picture with the two lads and Cian, we can take a picture in a few minutes, and as I said, we'll either email them on to you, or we can send them up on Facebook for everyone. So we'll be out of here as quick as we can, and we're looking to go to the Huntsman if anyone wants to follow us for a drink and a chat around the table afterwards, right? So you're all welcome to hit the Huntsman. There's a good car park there, so we won't keep you all night. And listen, thank you everywhere very, very much for all coming tonight and being so patient and everything else. I hope you learned a lot about Nepal, and I hope that it's on the top of your mind for maybe your next holiday abroad, right? You've met the two lads, so you know the service they've offered, so keep them in mind for your business, please. Thanks everyone for coming, alright? So if anyone wants a picture, we'll bring Mingma and Pasang to the wall now, and while the last couple of people are signing it, we'll then just get Pasang to pull the a winner for us, okay?